black and black, racism is so real, especially our African community. You know, these African sisters, they will see you, they will make themselves like they don't, they will see you that they will walk away, put their eyes somewhere else. You know, my son, I have a friend in school, this another black child that I've been playing with, you know. So today I have to walk them to school, my children, because my husband is using the car. He's going out of Milton Keynes, you know. So he lives so early. So now I've been doing the walking with the children. And this African sister, even I'm not saying let's be friends, because our children play together. You know, when you have children and they're playing with other children, whether you like it or not, these children will make you form a relationship with their parents by force. It is children who bring us together, you know. Anytime I will drop my son off school, I will see this sister. I'm trying to greet. Oh, morning, my sister. He will be responding as if she doesn't even want to talk to me, as if I'm diseased. But today's own, my dear, I could not avoid this lady one-on-one in front of me. When I tried to greet this lady, she just, you know, push her, turn her eye quickly. There was one white woman who just dropped the children. I think you know the lady. She went to the lady, started talking. Oh. I said like she needs some approval from another white sister or what. We do not love ourselves. When we wake up, we say, oh, blacks, we don't support ourselves. Africans, we don't support ourselves. We are our own enemies. You need validation from another white woman who obviously will not even care about what you do. Let me tell you one thing about the white ladies or the white people. They are busy with their own life. They care less about your relationship, whether you want to be friends with them or whatever. They will see you, they will stand there. Hi, how are you doing? When they finish, they are gone. Everybody move around. This, my son, is friends with your son. I am the first person. If something will happen, I can call you and say, my sister, this. And because of my son is the reason why I am trying to have that sort of relationship. No, I'm not saying come to my home and come and eat jollof rice, bengu or ogbono, or shaki soup. All I'm saying, let's be nice to each other, because our friends are in the same school. Our children play together. When closing, we are picking them. You see the children play together. That's why, my sister, when I see you, I'm trying to be nice. When I see you, I try to greet you, for the children to know that there's this sort of cordial friendship and relationship over there. So when I'm trying to greet you and you push, you turn your eyes and try to do yourself something. My sister, when you die 6 feet or 4 feet, we are all going. You are nothing special. So you people should stop doing yourself like that. If you have ever experienced this, leave your comment and let me hear your side of the story.
How long you are in Morocco?
Oh, 2 years, 6 months.
Okay, how is Morocco?
If you are black African,
yes,
it's difficult to live here.
Yes,
because we don't have same mentality.
Yes, and same language.
Yes,
yeah.
and the level of the
is there racism here?
Moroccan, the mentality, the level of the mentality,
okay,
is very low.
Okay,
I can say 30%, 40%, like. And if you see, if they see the black African, they will think then they are so
better.
high.
They are better.
They are better.
Okay. And so
that's not the case.
That's not the case. Yes, we all African, anyways.
We are all African.
Yes.
And what they see on us is different. What is really?
Yes.
You understand me?
Have you faced racism here in Morocco?
What do you mean?
Like someone calling you different names, or because you're black, you're dark?
Oh, every day.
Every day?
Every day they call us like this, halawia.
Oh my God. Even me, when I walk, they call me chocolate.
Yes,
like, you know, it's so rude.
And that's not good. That's what I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah.
Their mentality is
against the black Africans.
Yes.
Is different.
They don't have a good level. That's the
Respect.
problem. That's the
Yes,
problem.
yes.
But sometimes you see
You will meet.
some Moroccans who live in Europe or America like that. They have a good mentality.
Okay, are you saying those who are outside, those
Yes.
who come to Africa from
Yes.
Europe,
Yes.
are better?
But they are Moroccans.
But they're better.
Yeah,
Maybe
wait.
they're educated.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Moroccans stay here, never go out. Anyway,
It's different.
they don't have good mentality. And even me, every day they ask me if I'm a Muslim or like.
Right, every day.
Yes.
Even me, I have hijab and they ask me, are you Muslim? I don't understand.
When I tell them I'm a Muslim, they will ask me to pray on Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam like that.
To test if you are actually
Yes,
Muslim.
yes, yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
funny.
Alayhi salatu salam.
That's funny.
That's funny.
But all I want to say is living in Morocco is very, very, very difficult.
To live
Very
in
hard.
Morocco.
You have to have a good mentality, a high level to be fine.
So are you saying you have to be strong-minded to handle
Yes,
the
yes.
level of ignorance that
Yes.
some people have in Morocco?
That's it.
Honestly, you guys just don't get it. A black man killed an Asian old man. And all we are talking about is no, they brought us the coronavirus. I am legit so embarrassed right now that some people are saying, no, we were colonized, we were so much oppressed. That is not racism. Black people are not racist. What is that? I want you guys to balance me here real quick. Why is it so hard for us black people to admit that we have racist people amongst us? Stop using COVID-19 to hate on Asian people. That is an excuse to express the racism that you have towards them. I mean, at this point in life, I don't even know where the energy for BLM went, B or C, because now it's Asian Lives Matter. Everybody's quiet.
My beautiful black daughter, she hates her skin color. She hates being black. She hates having black family. What the fuck are them kids saying to my child? What the fuck are they saying?
For the black people or people of color who have kids in schools that are very racist and they are dealing with racist bullying from children, I'm going to tell you now, the way those children bully is unlike any other kids. It's psychological. It's emotionally abusive. I can't explain everything, but I'm telling you, it ain't as simple as fighting. You know, black kids, they get their ones and they done with the situation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as simple as you ain't got the flyest clothes on. The things they will say to your children, the things they will do, and some of the stuff will be so slight that it'll make your child feel crazy. So when they do tell these teachers or they do tell these racist people, they're like, that's nothing. There's nothing going on. That child begins to feel very isolated, unheard. Nothing's going to change. Y'all see these school shooters? The way they treat each other, the way they do each other is it's something that is unlike anything else. And especially if they're racist, they don't have the same morals and values of black households, people of color households at all. Some of the stuff they do is inhumane. They will make your child feel like they are the scum of the earth. I'm talking, have people come up to them, play tricks on them. They will do stuff that it will send anybody up a wall. Get your child in spaces with black children that love each other and that they can pour into each other. And that's all I can say, because sometimes mommy is just not enough. Mommy can say you're beautiful. They're lying. They don't know what they're talking about. But it's very hard to hear that from a mother when your peers are being so hateful towards you. You need to get in there, handle that, because what's probably happening is the stuff that they doing is so slight that she may not even be able to explain it. I'm telling you, it's like no other kids. I'm trying to tell you, and I ain't trying to no shade to them folks, but they did have us in slavery, so it's a little shade. You know what I'm saying? They do go overboard, but don't take that lightly at all. At all.
It's come to my attention that a lot of people are shocked by how non-Black Moroccans treat Africans. I don't know what kind of marketing or PR some people think of North Africa, but a lot of North Africans treat Black people really badly, especially on the continent. I remember I had a 48-hour layover in Morocco, and it was one of the worst places for me to be. I did not feel safe there as a Black woman. And they made it clear that they don't see us like them. Like, my friend was told to go back to Africa in Morocco, and they were saying it in like a, do you know what I mean? It was giving like that kind of way. I think a lot of people need to understand the history of North Africa and the Arabization that's happened and the Arab slave trade, right? Like, somehow that often gets just kind of put to the side, but that happened for even a longer period of time than the European slave trade that most of us know about. And I think this is also my issue with the whole POC thing. It doesn't actually address systemic issues that have happened and have been happening for a very, very long time and are still happening. Because when you saw that match between Senegal versus Morocco, they were booing them, they were throwing bananas at them. People have lost their lives because of that football game. So I'm not under the impression that we are all the same simply because in America or in the West, we're not white.
I'm going to say this once and I'm moving on. As Moroccans, we're often placed in a strange position. We're told we're not Black enough to be African, yet we're not Arab enough to be Arabs. And that is not a confusion about who we are as Moroccans. Instead, it's a pressure coming from outside ideologies that need identities to fit neatly into boxes. And these ideologies were influenced by Eurocentrism and colonial ways of organizing the world. Reducing Africa to a single image and treating anything that is slightly complex or layered as something that needs an explanation. However, Morocco never needed explaining because it is Amazigh by roots, Arab by language and culture, and African by deep historical ties and geography. But to me, being Moroccan is enough. I'm not interested in proving identity, performing it, or reshaping it to meet anyone's expectation. As a Moroccan, I carry my identity with pride, not because it fits into every box, but because it doesn't need to. If this resonates with you, I'm glad. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with that, because I'm comfortable standing exactly where I am.
Let's talk about racism in North Africa. North Africans are often described to be racist towards other fellow Africans, primarily those with the darker skin complexion, and sub-Saharan Africans. And this is true. And as a North African woman myself, I talked about this back when the African final took place between Senegal and Morocco, in which many North Africans used this as an opportunity to be openly and freely racist, not only targeting the Senegalese team, but also their fans and Senegalese people living in Morocco, in which they were also calling and targeting, lynching Black businesses, Black African businesses, and specifically Senegalese businesses. Something which I received a lot of backlash, threats, and insults from my own community for calling out. And one of the many reasons for as to why racism tends to be very prevalent in North Africa is because of identity. North Africans struggle and refuse to identify as belonging to the African continent and being African, and feel as they belong simply to the Arab community living in a different geographical location or as a different type of African. And this is an outcome of European and Arab colonialism in the region, in which North Africans want to identify with European or Arab, in which blackness is foreign to North Africa. Not only reinforcing a false notion of what is North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, splitting the continent into two, but also further marginalizing North Africans who are brown and black due to their proximity to blackness and to this other Africanness that they do not wish to be a part of. France and other European imperialist powers used social Darwinism to study Africa and its populations, with one of the many intentions being to de-Africanize North Africa as Arab, and the rest of the continent being racialized as Black and African. For example, the British anti-slavery report reaching the conclusion that Moroccans are coloured people, a term which is actually used to describe the multiracial people of South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and other African countries in which their ancestry descends from the interracial mixing with European colonizers, Africans, and Asians. But all of this is to understand one of the many ways in which colonialism impacts identity specifically in North Africa, not to shift accountability and avoid the harsh reality in which North Africa in its majority is racist.
I've lived in 5 different countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi, Botswana, Zambia, Morocco, and Nigeria. I have also travelled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or travelling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way because of my ethnicity, because of my skin color. And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes ever inflicted throughout human history. That's right, I was born in Great Britain. And without doubt, the British and the French committed the greatest atrocities across the continent of Africa. The Belgians have a good claim for the greatest atrocity in their treatment of the Congolese, but if one looks at it as an entity and the number of countries that were invaded by the British and French colonialists, one will see that they are the worst protagonists. Despite this, and despite the behavior of my ancestors, I have never been mistreated. In fact, I have been welcomed warmly in all of the countries I have lived in or visited. And when in Africa, I don't cocoon myself in some enclave dome which is inhabited by people who like to refer to themselves as expats. I hate that term. But no, I integrate as much as possible within local society. I will go to a shebeen. I will go to any compound and experience life as it is for people in the country where I am based. So whether that's in the village, whether it's in the township, whether it's in the local bar, I will integrate, I will mix, and I am always made welcome. Now contrast that with the way many Africans are treated when they choose to live in the United Kingdom or France or other parts of Europe. The difference is incredible. The everyday racism experienced by African people on the European continent is a crime against humanity. Now, there are different types of racism. The most obvious is the day-to-day experience that an African will have whilst living in parts of Europe. The name calling, the staring, the subtle discrimination. And for many Africans, they will just brush it off because it is so common that they just get used to it, sadly. Worse, though, is the institutional and structural racism that Africans have to abide with. The restrictions on their movements, the fact that most passports emulating from the African continent will only allow Africans to travel visa-free to a handful of countries. And most of those will be other African countries or countries in the Caribbean. And moreover, the difficulty that Africans have finding work in Europe is unimaginable. People who are qualified as doctors, accountants, lawyers, university lecturers, nurses, teachers do not have their qualifications and experiences recognized by most European countries. I know many people from Africa working in various parts of Europe as security guards or as care assistants when back home they had highly skilled professional jobs. But that experience is rarely recognized when they come to Europe unless they come as part of a transfer with an existing company. But if they come because they've migrated to Europe, their chances of accessing the sort of job which they are eminently capable of is slim. Now, if a black person was making this video, they would be quickly dismissed. They'd be dismissed as having an axe to grind or always trying to find problems. And again, that's part of racism. The fact that I can speak because of my white privilege means that I have a duty to do so, not because I'm married to an African woman or because I have many African friends, but because I like to think I'm a decent human being who appreciates the value in every person on our planet.
Black people can be racist too. Let me explain before y'all try to chop my head. Racism is a spirit, specifically a spirit of hatred. It's a demonic spirit. Do y'all really think that demonic spirits only cling to one race? I remember arguing with someone in my comments and they was like, no, black people cannot be racist because we're a minority. That's ignorant. That is a straight up lie. Because it's a spirit, that means that it can dwell in anyone. Now, also, hatred can be taught. Hatred can be taught, just like anything else can be taught. Demonic spirits don't care. They go to everybody, or at least try to. So, just because a lot of y'all think that, oh, black people cannot be racist because they're a minority, and I forgot the definition y'all be portraying, but that's not true. So for y'all to say black people cannot be racist, we can be racist. Anybody can be racist. Japanese, Puerto Rican, we can all be racist. Okay, the devil ain't sparing nobody. Don't care.
The other day I asked if black people can be racist, and I was so surprised at some of y'all answers, but I'm about to give you mine. I believe black people can be some of the most racist and discriminative people, period. I do not agree with that notion that black people cannot be racist because we don't have no power and we don't own. Again, y'all making it seem like there's not black people in power. Y'all making it seem like black people don't own nothing. And I'm not about to tell my kids that, and I'm for dang sure not going to believe that for myself. Again, good luck convincing me. This is my home that I live in, debt free. We own it free and clear. Ain't no mortgage, ain't none of that. Good luck convincing me and my husband that we don't have no power. We ain't got no resources. Stop. I have seen black people be some of the most hateful people, okay? Some of the most discriminatory people. And I know y'all trying to do the whole, there's a difference between being racist and prejudiced. No, baby. The original meaning of racism is when you have a dislike or disdain for somebody based on the color of their skin, based on their race. That's racism, okay? Now, I know y'all try to add like the systemic part of it and all these little new caveats and all. Baby, no, anybody can be racist. Anybody can be racist, including black folks. And unfortunately, I see it all the time. And what I was about to say was I even see racism in our own black community, okay? Like, we be discriminating against people because they're darker or they're lighter or they have European features or mixed features. Like, y'all be tripping. Like, I'm not about to believe the whole black people cannot be racist thing. Now, we can agree to disagree. If you feel differently, you know, I respect other people having an opinion. I want a racial opinion. I'm not going to argue with you about it, but I think we're all entitled to our opinions. In my opinion, I think black people can and are racist. And it specifically shows to me, in my opinion, when y'all talk about white people, y'all be like, they did this and they trying to keep you down and they're trying to do this and that, which sometimes is true. Cool. Okay. But y'all try to make that like the running thing for white. Nothing works out. And I don't know. I can't get with that. So, but that's another topic for another day. I think black people can be racist. And I think black people are racist. And I think sometimes black people are some of the biggest racist people. Let's talk about it.